What's going on? Welcome to module number 8, the very last module in Offer University. Now, I am going to include some awesome bonuses. I'm going to go through and have some product creation or some offer creation modules where you can see how I'll do it with specific products and things like that. But this is the last module in this course in terms of just the overall course structure. And so today we're going to talk about offer testing. I'm going to show you how to test your offers and find out if it's what people actually want, right? Your ideal customer, mind you, right? Your ideal customer. But like normal, I'm going to tell you a quick story. So a couple years ago, one of my best friends, he bought tickets for us to go to Gabriel Iglesias, um, not concert, what do you call it? Comedy show. And if you don't know Gabriel Iglesias, he's the big Mexican dude. He's pretty funny. He's people call him Fluffy, and he's like a 400. He's like a 5'7", 400-pound Mexican guy, right? And he lost some weight, but um, he was doing a comedy tour, and he came here to Las Vegas. And you normally when they're doing these comedy tours, they're testing out material, right? Because they're testing out new jokes that they haven't used before, and they're trying to see what works so that they can take those jokes and move them and use them on the big stage when they're doing these HBO specials or Netflix specials and stuff, right? So we go see Gabriel Iglesias and we're in the concert and everything's pretty good. We're laughing. His buddies come out, they're laughing, and the comedy show's pretty good. And then he starts telling this joke, and I don't remember the exact joke, but I remember they start talking about he starts talking about his friend and how his friend's always talking shit and saying crazy stuff, and then he gets to a point in the joke, and it's the punchline, right? It's the punchline of the joke, and he's like, yeah, and then my friend comes over and he's like, yeah, that's that crazy N word, and he says it right. He's that crazy nigger, and then the whole crowd. I'm I'm kind of chuckling, right? But I'm looking around and nobody else in the crowd is laughing. Nobody else is even giggling. They're just all sitting there like straight face, dead look on their face. And then Gabriel Iglesias is like, oh shit. Well, that didn't go as planned. Sorry guys, I'm just testing new jokes. And then from that point on, it like threw him off of the rest of his comedy show. Now, and this is a guy that in the comedy world is known all over the world. Like this isn't a small name. You know what I mean? Gabriel Iglesias is a huge, huge name in the comedy industry. But he threw out this joke and nobody laughed, and it killed his presentation. He because he obviously plans out his jokes to lead from one to the next, right? And so he started. He was just kind of standing there on stage, and people were just in the crowd were just like looking around, and they didn't know like what to do. And then one person in the crowd yelled out, "Hey, do this joke!" And then he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna do that joke." And he went into like some of his old stuff, but it was crazy because like in that moment he was stuck, right? He threw out this joke, he threw out this this uh, this punchline, and nobody laughed, and it completely killed the rest of his show. And the reason I tell you that is because offers, um, you might think it's an amazing offer, but you don't fill your own wallet, right? You don't pay yourself; other people pay you. And so what you need to do is you need to test your offer to your ideal customer, to your ideal audience, right? And there's a couple ways to do it. So we're going to hop into the presentation here. And the very first thing I want to tell you is most important. Your feelings do not matter. The market does not give a crap about how you feel. They don't care, oh, I feel like this is the best pen in the world. They don't care. They literally don't care, right? So you have to cut yourself off from your feelings. And I don't mean like, you become a robot, but understand what I'm saying when I say this is the fact that your feelings come and go, right? Your emotions come and go, right? They're like clouds in the sky. 1 second you're angry, and then it passes. And then you're excited, and then it passes, right? And your feelings come and go. You have to be willing to focus on the outcome, right? Focus on the outcome and understand that the feelings are like the clouds. They just keep coming and going. And you must listen to the people that you want to sell to, right? Because those are the ones that are going to vote. And the way they vote is by pulling out their wallet, taking their credit card out, punching in the numbers, and paying you money. That's how people vote, with their wallet, okay? So we're going to talk about how to ask. So the first thing that you can do is very simple, right? This doesn't have to be a masterful, independent study with, scientific research back. Like, that's not what we're doing here. We're just finding out if people would pay us, if people would exchange money, right? Well, let's say this coin was real. If people would exchange money, right? If there's enough here that they'd be willing to exchange with our offer here, right? Is there going to be an exchange? Yes or no, right? That's the only thing we're trying to find out. So first thing is you can pitch people in your target market that you know. Like if you have friends that would be your ideal customer, or if you have relatives or people on Facebook or whatever it is, first thing you want to pitch it with, you want to test it with people that you know, right, that are in your target market, right? Now, if you have a product for football players, don't go pitch it to a 60-year-old woman. She's going to be like, no, I wouldn't buy that, right? Pitch it to people in your market. And so all you do is you go and say, hey, I got a question for you. I want you to pay me $100, and here's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you this, 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 and this. Normally, all that stuff would cost you, $397. But if you get it today, I'll give it to you for $100. What do you say? See what their answer is. Maybe I don't know. No, I don't really need it. Oh, that's cool, but how about if you did this instead, right? So now you'll start getting some feedback from your market, telling you what's missing or what to add or what to remove, right? Okay, so after you have asked the people in your vicinity, right, the people you have access to, the next thing you want to do is step number 2 is you'll want to ask your list. And if you have an email list of people, that's great. If you don't, you can ask people that maybe are in a private Facebook group of your target audience, right? Or maybe people that are following you on your podcast or following you on Instagram or whatever it is. So if you have a list of people somewhere that follow you or that you have direct contact with, you can ask your list. Step number 3 is after you ask your list, if you still don't have enough feedback, you can run paid ads and you can run what's called an ask campaign. An ask campaign is basically asking people, in your opinion, do you feel that this, and this, right? And then they give you some feedback, and you would ask for comments or whatever. Send me a message, and I'll give you a free copy once it comes out, right? And then step number 4, so once you've asked some people, then you want to compile the data, and you want to see what is most common. Most people might say that this is awesome, but this sucks. Or most people might say, hey, it's cool, but if it had this, it would make it much better, right? So you compile the data, and then you revise the offer, right? It's not that crazy. So some examples of people creating offers and testing is like when we go look at something like Kickstarter, right? So Kickstarter, this Lumapod, the world's fastest tripod. So anytime someone's doing a Kickstarter, what are they really doing? They're asking the market if the market would pay, right? And so what they do is they put up their offer, right? And if you've never been to Kickstarter, if you've never seen it, basically what they do is they say, if you give us a certain amount of donation, you're going to get something in return, right? So if you pledge 59 euros or whatever that is, you're going to get the super early bird thing. You're going to get 40% off. You're going to get a Lumapod and a mountain kit. So this is their offer, right? And then if you spend 69, you get something else. And if you spend the big bucks down here, let's find it. See, they have a ton of offers. So right here, if you spend 3,500 or more, you get a 2-day hiking tour in Australia Alps. You get a 2-night stay on the mountain, and you get a meet and eat with the inventors, right? So these are all offers, and basically what they're doing is they're testing their offers. And so if we look at this right here, they had a goal of 35,000 whatever currency this is, euros or something. I don't know what that currency is. They had a goal of 35,000. They've made 501,000. So the market has spoken. But of this 501,000, here's what you got to realize. Some of those were only 10 bucks. Others of that 510,000 were 3,500 bucks, right? So the beautiful thing is now they have data. And so what they'll know, having this much information, right? People pulling out their credit cards and paying, is when they actually launch this thing, because this thing's not launched. If you know how Kickstarter works, basically you present your idea, you create a video, you create all the amazing sales content, and then if people fund it, they're funding you to be able to put the thing out to the market, right? So now the beautiful thing is they'll leave here knowing what offer to go and sell, right? So that's one example of how people do an ask campaign. Another one that I'll show you guys is someone that we all know, and this is Lay's chips, right? Lay's do us a favor. Lay's do us a flavor the pitch contest, right? And so what Lay's was doing was giving away $1 million, 10,000, 50,000, or even $1 million in cash to people for coming up with a new flavor, right? So basically, you can put up to 3 ingredients and give a flavor, and if you win, you get this $10,000 or $50,000 or $1 million, right? And so basically, they're asking people to tell them what they like. And you know why they do this? Because how many people you think would go here and come up with some random flavor for a chance to win that kind of money? A lot, right? A lot of people would do that. And so what Lay's gets to do is they get to say, oh, 50,000 people all said they want cheddar cheese pops flavor, right? And then 90,000 people said they want donut flavor, right? So now they can see the data and then they go make what the people want, right? So those are just 2 quick examples of how this whole asking people what they want works. And all you're doing is testing, right? It's not crazy. You're just asking. So here's your Modulate homework, and this is the last bit of your homework for this Offer University. I know it's been like a lot. It's been like drinking from the fire hose, right? But as you go back and you watch this stuff, the most important thing is to take action. As you go through each module, make sure that you did your homework. If you haven't, go back and redo it, rewatch it, redo it. Because I want you to have an offer, something that you can sell regardless of your industry, regardless of what you're in, whether you're selling social media, marketing like myself, which has now become a whole different thing, right? Or you're selling real estate, or you're an MLMer and you're trying to get people in your downline, or you're a hairstylist, or you're a barber, or you're a plumber, or you're a janitor, or what, I don't care what industry you're in. This is going to help you dominate your competition and separate yourself from everyone else in the world and get paid what you're worth at the end of the day. So here's what your homework is. Number 1, pitch your offer to at least 10 people and get in-person feedback. You can call people on the phone, you can do it in person, but pitch it to 10 people and get some real-life feedback. After you've done that, evaluate what the reactions were and determine if your offer presents enough value. After you've done those 2 steps, go through and you can tweak it, you can change it up, you can mix it up, right? And then the next thing I want you to do is determine the best way to get 100 responses to your offer. Whether you have a list, whether you are going to go into Facebook groups and ask, whether you're going to run Facebook ads, or whatever your method you're going to go with. I want you to get 100 responses to your offer, so that way you know how to change it and mix it up. And then once you've gotten those 100, then your job is very simple. It's very simple. Put your offer together, put all the components together, and start selling. Start selling. And that's it. And so if you didn't buy the bonuses, right? So like if you're in here right now, that means you should already have access to Story Selling Secrets, which is going to help you understand how to sell your offer, the psychology, the thought processes, all the things that go behind how to sell your offer. So if you're in here, you already have that. But another thing is a part of this course that was available to you when you bought Offer University was to get the Facebook Video Advertising Secrets course. And if you didn't buy that, I mean, it is what it is, right? But you can still purchase it, but you don't get it for the one-time offer pricing. It is $497 somewhere in this group membership on the left-hand side. You can click and purchase it and add it to your account. But once you know you have a proven offer, then your job is to go sell it, right? You have a moral obligation to go out and sell your offer to the people that need it most, because if they don't get it from you, where are they going to get it from, right? If they go, they might get ripped off somewhere else, right? Because someone else is selling them just the mouse when you're going to give them all the stuff that helps them, solve their additional problems, right? You have the amazing offer. And so I wanted to tell you that I thank you, I appreciate you, and I believe in you. And I know this was a lot, but I know that this works. Like I said, man, at the very beginning, I went from making about $200 to $500 a client to 2,500 plus. And the only way I was able to do that was by switching my mindset from selling just my services to creating an offer that my ideal customer has to say yes to. And so I hope you've enjoyed Offer University. There's going to be a bunch of bonuses in here also that you can take advantage of. But this is the best stuff that I know. And if I told you guys how much money I spent learning this, you would be like, holy shit, right? The guy, Russell Brunson, I've given him at least $10,000. And then this other guy, Billy Jean, is marketing. I gave him another $3,000-4,000. And then like I went to Grant Cardone. I like all this stuff. I went to Grant Cardone's event and saw 30 people pitch their offers. And the whole time I was there just studying. There's a lot that I put into this, and I hope that you can see the value in it. And I hope that this truly helps you change the way you view your business and change your life and help you accomplish your goals, because that's what this is here for. This is here to help you do the best that you can and create the life that you want. So with that, I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon. Peace.